So the equations that we see in this worksheet, they're actually not accessible. And so one of the ways we can do this is to use Equatio. And it could be put on Word or on your as a Chrome extension. And when you use Equatio, you get this little crosshairs, and you can take that crosshairs, select the image you want to select the equation,
X,
and then you can copy the MathML. Now it will also select the text and convert the text as well, but I'm just going to do this piece by piece with the equations. So I have it copied as MathML, and if I go ahead and just hit Control V for paste, it went right in there. I did not want it to go in there. Come out of there. It went into the equation editor box. I didn't want that. Let's paste it again and see. Okay, so there we go. So apparently, if you're too close to the equation editor box, it will go inside. But we want it outside to have the different looking box, which we know that when we double click on it, will come up as math type, which is what we want because it's editable, it's MathML, and this is going to be accessible. So if I were to convert this to an ePub right now, that whole equation would disappear or just be read as an object. So I can erase the equation editor they have, and now I have that portion of the equation is an actual equation that can be read by screen reader. Now this little n is also an equation editor, but I could also just delete that and type in just the regular italicized n. And I could do that just as a shorthand, or you can take your math type and type in the proper n. So I would change where I see these. Luckily, some of them repeat, so I just do a little copy and paste, and I could fix my equations that way. So the equations, of course, anywhere where you see any kind of math notation, you do want to make sure it's MathML, it's accessible. And so I like the Equatio because I could copy and paste. If you choose not to use Equatio, then the other way is, as shown before doing LaTeX to Word, you could type it in LaTeX and then it would also show up as an equation. Now another option, I tried it, there was maybe a glitch on my computer, I don't know if I'm not using it correctly. There's this Convert Equations button that supposedly when you click on it, it's going to bring up a window that talks about what equations do you want to convert. So it says it's going to convert the type Microsoft Word equation fields, math type or equation editor equations, and you should be able to convert it to text using the math type translator. Yeah, so I've tried it both ways, both of those selections, the math OLE and the text to math type, and it was not converting equations for me. So again, something else I could look up and see maybe why that's not working. That would be great if it actually converted all of those without me having to copy and repaste them all. But that is definitely something we have to do, is make sure they're all accessible. So this was the last video of this set where we looked at that set of math worksheets where we had headings, issue, formatting, image, issues, tables, and equations. And so the first video I looked at, and I'm going to link all these videos. The first video was headings and formatting. The second video was images and tables, and this video dealt with the equations. And so look for those links in there. And also, just as a side note, since this is publisher material, I would recommend actually trying to make some kind of connection with the publisher regarding the accessibility issues, because of the fact that if we're going to be using them, if they have an accessibility department or somebody that can actually convert these materials prior to us getting them, would be fantastic.